Rangers have the flag as last season's SPL champions. Can they do it again? Tony Mowbray hopes not, and the new Celtic manager crossed swords on opening day with the new man at the helm for Aberdeen, Mark McGee. John Hughes has left Falkirk to be Hibs manager. Eddie May's been promoted to take Yogi's place. And Jim Gannon has completed musical chairs by moving in at Motherwell. Completing the 12-team SPL lineup, replacing Inverness, our First Division champions St Johnstone. The first round of Clydesdale Bank Premier League fixtures saw Celtic's bid to get the title back begin at Aberdeen. Hearts' hopes of being best of the rest again put to an early test at Tannadice. Hibs at home to St Mirren. Kilmarnock opened up against Hamilton. Rangers began their championship defence against Falkirk at Ibrox. And St Johnstone's first game back among the big boys was at home to Motherwell. Aberdeen and Celtic both began the new season with a new manager. Mark McGee took Jimmy Calderwood's place at Pittodrie. Tony Mowbray replaced Gordon Strachan at Celtic, looking to wrestle the title back from Rangers.
Here's Aidan McGeady. And he's going to have a run at Charlie Mulgrew. And it's skidded off Mulgrew. A far from effective clearance though. Maloney. And here is Donati, who's been in decent form pre-season. Danny Fox with a cross, and it's come to Scott McDonald, who might just have put Celtic in front early on.
It's actually one of the reasons why he scores so many goals. His control, I think, is very good. It's instant, and then he takes a side, just a step to the side here. He should really be hitting the target. And Scott McDonald, given the amount of goals that he has scored for Celtic, you would expect him to do a lot better there.
McDonald, Maloney ready to run at Aberdeen again. Maloney for Fortune. Langfield smothered himself, but McGeady has forced it in, and that will do for starters in the SPL this season. Celtic have the lead at Pittodrie.
Well, he's very often described as a wide player, but here we see Aidan McGeady, another side of his game. He's in that 6-yard box and he's sniffing out a chance. Initially I thought this pass was slightly wrong, weighted wrong from Maloney, but Fortuny does well. Langfield makes the saves, and there's McGeady ready to react first to put home the scraps.
Well, there we were saying he needs to score more goals. He's started off in the right way. Aberdeen might consider themselves a little unfortunate, but McGeady looking like an instinctive goal poacher. Hinkle, Maloney, McDonald wants it in there, and Langfield makes a fine save, but here is Fortune, who took far too long.
Well, what a wonderful cross from the right hand side. The movement of all these Celtic attackers causing a lot of problems. McDonald can't do any more, gets on the end of it, guides it towards the target. It hits Langfield rather than a save.
Donati, Hinkle, Hinkle inside of Mulgrew, McGeady swivelling and scoring, a breathtaking goal and a second in this match for Aidan McGeady. Celtic in command.
Well, every time he drifts inside, Hinkle's got the licence to get forward, and there he is again on the overlap, and he does so well here because McGeady, he's just sitting at the edge of the box here. Hinkle finds him, and we've spoken so often that he can create the yard, but there's a devastating effect when it works for him. Gets a shot on target, it's away from Langfield, right in the corner. That's a wonderful goal.
It's the Aidan McGeady show at Pittodrie right now. Aberdeen's worst fears realised. Fortune for McGeady, who's on a hat-trick, but it's Fortune who's away now with McDonald and Maloney in the box. And McDonald! It gets better and better for Celtic. This is turning into a spectacular start for the season, and trust Scott McDonald to get in on the act.
Well, Fortune might not be scoring a lot of goals for Celtic, but what he gives the team is an out ball. Once again, he's the one here playing a 1-2 with McGeady. He gets it in the wide area. Look at McDonald, just a wee touch there on the defender, puts him off balance. The ball breaks to him, and he's absolutely ruthless in his finishing.
Yes, it was Foster, I think, who made a mess of that clearance, and you don't want to do that when Scott McDonald is around. McGeady, Maloney, Hinkle, Fortune, nearly, but not quite.
Well, he's taken up a good position. He's a guy with a good stature, great physique, and anyone hanging around the back post there, the cross comes in deep, and it's got enough height in it to allow him to go and attack it. Just not quite on the target.
Lee Miller, Payton, McDonald, Aluko. Oh, that's a wonderful goal. Sony Aluko. Aberdeen answer back, but it's minor resistance really.
It's absolute quality. His first touch is good, but his second touch is even better. Because when the ball comes over here, Payton does well, gets the ball deep, away from the goalkeeper, on the chest and volley. No real power in it, just a lot of control over Boric and into the far corner. That's a wonderful strike from Aluko.
Nothing more than a glimmer of hope for Aberdeen. Long way to go yet, but a fabulous finish from Aluko. No chance for Boritz. Celtic's next SPL game is at home to newcomers St Johnstone, but before that, of course, a huge date with Arsenal looming. Fortune! Well, it was a very awkward angle for him, but it was close-ish.
Well, there was no one else in the box. I don't think he was aware of that anyway. He just wanted to get the shot away. The control is good. He holds off the attention here of Xander Diamond, and despite that ridiculous angle, he has a pop-up goal.
Aluko, Aberdeen's goal scorer, taking on Hinkle and Lee Miller. Gary McDonald there too, and Celtic survive.
That's a goal there. This game is not over by any means. Celtic really, I think the last 10 minutes, pretty poor defensively, not matching runs.
For the first time in 4 years, Rangers open up as champions, and with the continuity that comes from no summer spending. Alan McGregor won the battle for the goalkeeper's jersey ahead of the visit of Falkirk to Ibrox.
This is Davis. McCulloch having to hurry, did well, very strong against O'Brien. Oh, that's brilliant! Absolutely stunning! The opening goal of the season for Rangers from Lee McCulloch. But just look at this, he's in trouble here. The pressure is on, O'Brien made the tackle, but McCulloch was strong enough. And that's fully 35 yards, rifling the ball in the top corner. Olejnik unable to get across. Well, they just don't come any better than that. Long season ahead, but there'll be very few better goals than that at Ibrox. That's good play by McLean. Once again, McNamara's available to take possession from Barr. Good header inside there by Arfield, and a chance! Oh, it's brilliant play! Finnegan for Falkirk! Superb equaliser by Falkirk! That sweeping pass from McNamara, nodded down brilliantly by Arfield to O'Brien, and then the very quick reaction of Carl Finnegan inside the box ahead of David Weir to steer that beyond McGregor. Good neat turn up by Naismith. Fleck retaining possession well. That's from Naismith, and a shot, and a wonderful attempt on goal once again for Rangers. Time Miller. Superb build-up play. This Fleck's pass looking for Naismith. Miller stole it from him, and he goes very close indeed. But again, seeing a lot of the ball. Both Rangers fullbacks getting a lot of possession. The way Falkirk is set up. This is Smith this time. And now Fleck. Oh, that's good play. Good ball retention by Fleck. This is Davies with a shooting chance. Looking for Miller. Oh, that's brilliant. Rangers have the lead once again. Excellent play, all initiated by John Fleck on the left. Finishing with a delightful chip by Stephen Davis, who set up Miller's header. Well, Fleck played it across there. This was Davis. Looked as though he might have a shot at goal, but that's a good disguised ball. There is no offside there. Miller's header's powerful, too powerful for Olejnik. Right in line with Miller when the ball was released. Point blank range, Olejnik unable to react to the header. Back with Weir, and now Davis. Miller fighting it forward, good running by Naismith, and excellent goalkeeping, Boyd. Great reaction from Olejnik, who get up very, very quickly. Well, this is superb running by Naismith. Scobie made the challenge in a collision there with the goalkeeper. And a good reaction there from Olejnik. It looked as though Boyd did a tap in. But it got to Davis. That's a good pass. This is Smith. Dancing inside. Oh, Miller. This is Davis. Outstanding attacking play from Rangers. Stephen Davis coming very close indeed. Oh, would have been an outstanding goal. Well, this really was Rangers at their best in the attacking sense. Miller's pass, there was Davis. The dummy beat Twaddle, and it just goes wide. It'll all be changed by a third Rangers goal. This is Weir. Now Naismith. Good step over, fine play. Davies and Miller together. Miller going all the way himself. It's fine play. Oh, that's terrific play by Miller. Sensational goal by the international striker. It was one step over initially so they could get the return pass. They're all waiting for a pass to be delivered. He kept going himself, and that is terrific finishing. Well, Twaddle couldn't match his pace there. And a deadly finish. Great play this by Kenny Miller at his very best. Davis to Miller. Good running also by Naismith. Oh, he's done well. Superb finishing by Naismith. And it was excellent play by Naismith, getting the better here of a labouring McNamara. The side foot that beyond the keeper. Well, McNamara, of course, inconvenienced the fact inside the box he couldn't do anything rash, and Naismith was very sharp, quick to get in behind him. Here's Naismith again. Finding Davis inside. Oh, it's good play. Great chance again for Rangers. This could be the hat-trick. Well, blocked there on the line. Miller so disappointed there. It would have been a fine finish to the match for him. He's already man of the match. He scored 2 good goals and he's not getting another chance. This was the last one. Davis charging towards the byline, playing that back in. Miller trying to make absolutely certain. A good block there by Ryan McLean, but Miller still scored twice and it was good enough to give Rangers that 4-1 victory.
New season, new captain for Hibs in Chris Hogg, and new manager in lifelong supporter John Hughes. No major close season changes for St Mirren, but they had to regroup at Easter Road after only 14 minutes when midfielder Stephen Thompson was sent off for lunging into former Falkirk teammate Paddy Craig. Referee Alan Muir made Saints suffer with the first red card of the SPL season, and he couldn't have had a better view of the crime scene. Hibs have an unhappy history of goalkeeping gaffes in recent times, and from Hogg's pass-back, Yves Makalambai seemed intent on adding to the tally. Left-back Paul Hanlon got caught up in the comic capers, but when Andy Dorman crossed, it was all about Yves, as the big Belgian set up Stephen McGinn for the opening goal. A catalogue of calamities in the build-up before McGinn picked his spot. 7 minutes from half-time, 1-0 St Mirren. Nice exchange outside the box ahead of the instant equaliser. Derek Wiarden and Colin Nish involved before John Rankin squeezed the ball into the danger area for 19-year-old SPL debutant David Wotherspoon to score off the inside of the post. Clever passing and movement carved open the Saints' defence, and enter the latest impressive product to roll off the Hibs assembly line of youth development. Half-time 1-1. In the second half, Nish headed against the bar following a Riordan corner when he might have scored. But it was evidence that 1 point wasn't enough for Yogi's team. And from a short Riordan corner, Hibs turned 1 point into 3. Danny Galbraith's cross and another sub-Moroccan striker Benji buried the diving header. He went AWOL over the summer, and Hibs fans were starting to write him off, but Benji turned up right on time here to keep his pre-match promise that if given the chance, he'd score the winner. St Johnstone opened up the new campaign by celebrating their outstanding performance of last season when they were First Division champions. Now they're part of Scotland's top 12. Philippe Maurice, ex of Hibs and Inverness, with the corner kick. That's for Stuart McCaffrey, what a chance, and what a save by John Ruddy. That's an incredible double stop from the Motherwell keeper, one touch, then the other one to keep the ball out, as St Johnstone looked sure to score. Maurice tries again on the set piece. Johnson trying to apply some pressure. Liam Craig, the miss-hit shot. But that might go in, and does, for Murray Davidson. And St Johnstone have their first goal back in the SPL. And it looked as if it took a deflection on the way from former Livingston player Davidson. It's off Craigan, and Ruddy was helpless. Spinning over his head, 34 minutes, and it's 1-0 St Johnstone. Paul Haitley, son of Mark, with the free kick. That's Sean Hutchison, and that's 1-1. Alan Main rooted to the spot. He could do nothing about it as the young defender squares the game. 11 minutes after the interval, and the half-time switches, which involve Stephen Craigan being taken off by Jim Gannon, are vindicated because it's all square. And from Maurice, St Johnstone would love to get themselves in front again. That was Kenny Duker's header. And Dave Mackay's shot, and Graham Gartland must score, and does. And St Johnstone are back in front on day one of the SPL season, and Graham Gartland enjoyed the moment. 61 minutes played, it's 2-1. Ross Forbes with the corner for Motherwell. Here's Haitley. Back with Forbes. Onto his left foot. And that was something special! And for the second time in the match, Alan Main is looking behind him for the ball, helpless to keep it out. And even at this early stage, we can mark that one down as a contender for goal of the season. There seemed no danger wide right. What an explosive finish. Sensational from Forbes, and that's 2-2. This game, even with 4 goals, might not be over yet. Here goes Murray Davidson, having scored the opener. He's away from John Ruddy. Danger here for Motherwell, and Kenny Duker blazes it over the top. What an opportunity for Duker to get all 3 points for St Johnstone. Ruddy couldn't get on the end of it, and it popped up so invitingly for Duker, and he side-footed it too high. Stephen Hamill for Jim O'Brien. What an effort! And so close to 3-2. He can't believe it. Back off the inside of the post. What a game this has been. This season's Kilmarnock squad is pretty similar to the one which struggled last season. Hamilton have some new faces, former Rangers defender Marvin Andrews being one of their better known signings. Accies lost James McCarthy and Brian Easton in the summer sales. James MacArthur and Alec Neil missed out on the opening day, and Billy Reid's team looked fragile in defence right from the start. Connor Salmon could have squared for Kevin Kyle if he'd looked up rather than blast wide. Killie were knocking the ball around nicely at the start of a new campaign, and Gavin Skelton's effort had Thomas Cherney scrambling along his goal line. Accies with 6 new players on board are struggling to find their feet. This was better for them, and it was the familiar figure of Richard Offiong who capitalised on some knockabout Kilmarnock defending to test out keeper Cameron Bell with that curling effort. Offiong was Hamilton's main goal threat last season, and it could be same again. Long-serving Kilmarnock manager Jim Jeffries must have been delighted when a set-piece hatched on the training ground broke the deadlock. Gary Hayes' free kick stroked home by Kyle. And if you're wondering why the giant striker crept in unnoticed at the back post, then so's Billy Reid. 7 minutes after the restart, Kyle struck again in even more spectacular style. A hopeful punt down the middle should have been dealt with, but the Killie captain took advantage in stunning fashion. 9 goals in his last 5 SPL matches for the irrepressible Kyle, and in this sort of form, no wonder a Scotland recall is being spoken about. A bad afternoon for Hamilton was about to get worse. Jamie Hamill flirted with offside as Salmon played him in, but the flag stayed down, and he took all the time he needed to roll the ball under Cherney. Hamill had raced into a gaping hole in the middle of the Accies defence, something they'll want to deal with to round off a highly satisfactory Day 1 win for Kilmarnock. So the opening weekend saw Aidan McGeady take star billing for Celtic, a winning start at Aberdeen. 2 goals for Aidan and 2 for Kenny Miller, as Rangers went one better than Celtic with a 4-goal blast. A double for Kevin Kyle as well. Kilmarnock hammered Hamilton at Rugby Park. Benji's back for Hibs, back with a bang, the late winner against St Mirren at Easter Road. This was St Johnstone's first goal back in the SPL. Murray Davidson took the honours. But Motherwell's Sean Hutchison cancelled it out, and it finished 2-2. All the results: Celtic 3-1 winners at Pittodrie, Hibs took all 3 points at home to St Mirren, Kilmarnock got off to a great start against Hamilton, Rangers recorded the biggest win of the day against Falkirk, St Johnstone and Motherwell shared 4 goals at McDermott Park. The Monday night match, Dundee United against Hearts. The second round of matches in the Clydesdale Bank Premier League see St Johnstone go to Celtic Park. John Hughes takes Hibs to face his former team Falkirk. Aberdeen go to Hamilton, still looking for their first win under Mark McGee. Kilmarnock bid to keep up their strong start at Motherwell. St Mirren play Dundee United. And on Sunday, Rangers could face a tough test at Tynecastle. Let's hope for goals as good as we got on day one.